Tim Walz is in Los Angeles today for his first solo campaign event as Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate. During Walz's first stop, he will give remarks at the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees Convention. That's a labor union. He will then head to Newport Beach for a fundraiser. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump made his return to X for an interview with Elon Musk. Trump addressed several issues from the campaign trail, including mass deportations and the failed July 13th assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. He also made several personal attacks aimed at Harris and President Biden. The Harris campaign quickly fired back after the interview, saying, quote, Trump's entire campaign is in service of people like Elon Musk and himself, self-obsessed rich guys who will sell out the middle class and who cannot run a live stream in the year 2024. CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns is following this for us from our Washington bureau. Caitlin, I believe that's what the kids would call a burn. What was the strategy here behind Trump's return to the platform for his chat with Musk?
Hey, Lindsay, good to see you. And you're right to know that this was a return to the platform. Remember, after January 6, 2021, he was banned from what was then known as Twitter. He was reinstated after Musk took it over and renamed it X. But he has largely stayed away from this platform, instead choosing to issue his statements through his own social media platform, Truth Social, in which he has a personal invested stake in that company. So his return to X was significant, because this comes as the campaign is, quite frankly, behind. This race has tightened. It has changed dramatically over the past 3 weeks because of Biden dropping out. We see the polls have tightened. We also have seen through polling that Kamala Harris has consolidated and rallied the Democratic base, which is significant here. So this was an attempt by the campaign to reach voters in a non-traditional setting. They told us last week, top officials from the campaign, that they're looking at a small sliver of voters that are persuadable in this election, and they are not tuning in to traditional media sources. So this is a way to kind of reach a broader audience. He has 88 million followers on the platform X. But, Lindsay, it was largely reminiscent of a rally. It was 2 hours long once it got started. You noted those technical difficulties, and focused on a lot of political grievances and a lot of themes that he focuses on in his campaign rallies.
Let's talk about the substance, though, of what he talked about, too. Did the former president reveal anything about his plans for a possible second term of office? Sometimes when we talk politics, we talk who's up, who's down, what this person said, what that person said.
Yeah.
What did he talk substantively about his policy proposals?
Yeah, and he talked about mass deportations, which is something that he talks about on the campaign trail as well. He also praised Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin, calling them smart, and essentially trying to argue that he would know how to handle them as president.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz making his first solo campaign stop in Los Angeles today. What can we expect from him, and how important is this appearance really for the overall trajectory of the campaign?
That's right, and it comes just a few days away from the Democratic National Convention, which will take place in Chicago next week. This is Walz's first time out, and what they've been having him doing is focused on fundraising, which is significant here. But as you note, he's also talking to one of the largest labor unions in the country, and this is going to be part of his professed appeal. He was a union member while he was a public school teacher back in the day, and so this will be interesting to see kind of how he talks to those voters, because those types of voters, union members, are the voters that are up for grabs in this election that both campaigns are really heavily targeting.
Caitlin Huey-Burns, thank you so much. And we want to remind everybody, early and often, the Democratic National Convention kicks off in less than a week, and CBS News will have special coverage of the events in Chicago starting Monday, August 19th at 5 p.m. Eastern.